what are the major headwinds which are coming for technology startups?
I think let's speak of this issue at both India level as well as global. I think the number one thing from an India perspective, it's the foundational questions that we should ask as a country. Why do all the tier 1 startups, tier 1 venture capital firms register in jurisdictions like Singapore? Why do entrepreneurs who are building billion-dollar companies in the next generation businesses or product companies that are coming out of India are not living in India anymore? Why are these people going to Dubai? Why are these people going to other jurisdictions that are more enabling when it comes to new tech development? So somewhere we, as a country, I feel that we are not addressing the main issue, which is how do we make India as a country where people want to come to India to register companies, come to India to build product companies. Why not, right? We have 1.5 million developers graduating. We have the highest number of developers in the world graduating from our schools. We have the best talent. We have the largest development offices. We have the largest service companies in the world. Then why are the entrepreneurs running away? Why are the venture capital funds registering outside the country? I think that is something that is a policy regulatory question that we need to address as a country to enable, and I think the narrative has to change from not India to why not India, right? I think that is the fundamental question that our leaders in the country has to address. Second, from a global perspective, I think the challenge will be to adopt the new technology and the new ways of doing business. And that means that the fundamental problem statements are going to change. The fundamental solutions are going to change. And that is something, an entrepreneurial agenda that we need to look at as entrepreneurs who are looking to do new age technologies. But one thing assuring there is that there is more capital available. There is more investors. The funding environment has gone from only Silicon Valley, only Bangalore to a global schema. I'll tell you my example. The new age fundraising module allows you to raise millions of dollars in few days. For example, I raised about $40 million in 3 days in 2018. You just have to know the new age tools to raise capital. So that's one of the assuring, avenue that we have as entrepreneurs. But definitely the use cases that age-old problems we're coming up with has changed with new technologies.
I completely second what you said in terms of you need a more enabling environment. There is a lot that the government is doing, but a lot needs to be done. There's a whole bunch of things like angel tax and stuff which needs a lot more ironing out. And that's certainly one headwind. But the other headwind, and I'll talk in the context of, say, for example, enterprise facing or B2B startup, because there are a bunch of people from the industry here as well. When you talk about creating, or when you create solutions that are enterprise facing, when you're selling to large enterprises, even if you were not a startup, if you were a regular technology company, you would take a few quarters to close that deal. But when you're a startup, just getting to that decision maker and explaining your value proposition can sometimes take a few quarters. And therefore, in the early stages, what I advise entrepreneurs to do is to do man-to-man marketing in terms of which 5 customers that you want to target and what kind of people you might want to connect with who can make warm introductions and evangelize your value proposition to those companies, and then collectively work with them. Worry about the first 5 enterprise customers that you will engage with, maybe convert 2 of them. The journey after that will be a lot smoother rather than saying product banata hu, uske baad let me try and figure out which 100 customers I can send emails out to. That really doesn't work. So in a way, it's a headwind that is self-created rather than environmental headwinds that are enabling or disabling the ecosystem in that way.